All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking at AI podcasting.
Ooh, very cool.
And we found this really interesting script actually called How to Create Podcasts Using AI. It's from a podcast called The AI Edge.
Oh, wow. So meta, a podcast about using AI for podcasting.
I know, right? And we thought this would be perfect to really kind of dig into.
Yeah.
And, I think the big takeaway here is that AI can really help with almost every single stage of podcasting.
It's pretty amazing.
And we're going to go through each of those. But I think for anybody out there who's interested in, sharing their voice,
Right.
sharing their ideas,
Absolutely.
but maybe a little intimidated by the thought of starting a podcast.
Yeah. It can be a little daunting for sure.
This is really encouraging, actually,
Yeah, it
to
is.
see how AI can make that so much easier.
It really lowers the barrier to entry.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so exciting about it.
Exactly. So why don't we jump right in? And actually, the script kind of breaks it down into these 5 steps. So we can go through those one by one.
Sounds good.
So step 1 is choosing your topic and planning your episodes.
Okay. The foundation.
Yeah. And this is where, AI can actually be super helpful
Right away.
right away, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And they talk about these tools, ChatGPT and Notion AI for brainstorming,
Yes.
which, we've talked about those before. But I think in this context,
Uh-huh.
it's really cool to see how they can apply specifically to podcasting.
Absolutely. And, just to kind of give you a concrete example,
Yeah, please.
like imagine you're really interested in like the impact of AI on education.
Okay.
You could literally type into ChatGPT,
Go.
give me 10 podcast episode ideas about the impact of AI on education,
Okay.
and it'll spit out
Yeah.
a list of potential topics, like each with its own little unique angle.
That's so cool.
And then you could take those ideas
Okay.
and pop them into Notion AI, and it can help you structure them into like full-fledged episodes.
Wow. So it's like having a brainstorming partner and a super organized outline creator.
Exactly.
Like all in one.
All in one? Yeah, it's incredible.
That's amazing. Okay. So you've got your ideas, you've got your structure. Now it's time to actually write the script.
Step 2,
Step 2.
writing that script.
And again, AI can really help here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the source mentions using, these AI rating tools
Right.
to kind of help you flesh out those episodes. And it's pretty straightforward. Like you just feed your outline,
Okay.
your key points into the AI writing tool, and it generates a draft script for you.
Oh, wow.
But it's important to remember, like, this is just a starting point.
Right.
You don't want to sound like a robot just reading a script.
Of course. Yeah.
You still need to review it, edit it, and really add your own voice and personality.
Your own perspective.
Exactly. Make sure it feels authentic to you.
Right. Because ultimately, it's your podcast.
Yeah.
So, okay, now on to step 3. And this is where things get really interesting recording.
Okay. The heart of podcasting.
Exactly. And the script presents a couple of options.
Ooh.
You can, do the traditional route, get yourself a nice microphone,
Mm,
use software like Audacity.
right.
But you can also explore AI voice generation.
Yeah, that's the cool new thing, right?
No.
Tools like Murph.ai.
Yeah.
Descript.
Descript we've talked about.
Powerful stuff.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, and imagine that you have an episode about space exploration.
Yeah.
You could use AI voice generation
Uh-huh.
to create a voice that sounds like an astronaut narrating the experience.
Oh, my God.
Like, how cool would that be?
That would be so cool.
Adds a whole other dimension to your podcast.
I know. It's like having like a cast of voice actors.
Yeah, exactly.
At your fingertip.
At your disposal. It's incredible.
That's amazing. Okay, step 4, editing and polishing.
Right, gotta clean things up.
Yeah, and this is where those AI editing tools like Adobe Podcast
Yes.
and Descript,
Mhm.
really come into play because they can clean up background noise.
Yeah.
Enhance audio clarity. Some of them can even remove filler words.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's so helpful.
It's amazing. It's like having an audio engineer working behind the scenes.
Right, and who has time to learn all that complicated audio editing software?
Right, exactly. So this makes it accessible to anyone.
It really does.
Okay. And then finally, step 5, the last step, publishing and promoting your podcast.
Getting it out there.
Yes, and the script talks about platforms like Anchor and Buzzsprout for hosting.
Yes.
And these platforms make it really easy to distribute your podcast
Yeah.
to Apple Podcasts,
Yes.
Spotify, all the major platforms.
Yeah, super easy.
Super easy. And like for promotion, AI-powered social media tools like Canva,
Canva.
Hootsuite,
Those are great.
they can help you create visuals,
Yeah.
schedule your posts,
Mm-hmm.
automate a lot of that process.
Really streamline that whole promotion side of things.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's really amazing to see how the AI can be applied
Yeah.
to literally every stage of podcasting, from, coming up with your idea to getting it out there in the world.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. And I think the big takeaway for me is that this is empowering anybody with an idea, a story to share, to become a podcaster.
100%.
Like, you don't need a fancy studio. You don't need a degree in audio engineering.
Nope.
You just need a passion. And AI can kind of take care of the rest.
Exactly. So for all of you listeners out there who have been thinking about starting a podcast, or maybe just had an inkling of an idea, maybe this is the sign to actually go for it.
Absolutely.
Because the tools are there.
They are.
The resources are there.
And they're more accessible than ever.
More accessible than ever. So what unique perspective, what knowledge
There's a story.
do you have to share with the world?
Yes.
Don't be afraid to experiment with these AI tools
Play around with them.
and see where your creativity takes you.
Yeah, you never know what you might create.
Exactly. All right, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It was fun.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.